I was thinking about this today. It's better to just be retarded because we live in this world where you got all these people that want to be, saying something, want to be thinking something, want to be explaining something to, like, I don't know, like in some way intelligence signaling, like virtue signaling, but intelligence signaling. So they want to be like, actually, you can't say that. Actually, it's like this. And what I think about it is just like, whatever, man. Whatever. I think being retard or being retarded, being autistic, is actually like breaking the matrix of it all. Because you think about it, right? When you are so caught up in, of course, having to explain stuff, think about things, break it down instead of just doing the thing, you kind of like stuck at this like mid-level, this medium kind of experience of life. And you're not doing anything extraordinary. You're actually just being very normal. But what's funny is that when you're normal, you have this adequate and mediocre experience of life, and no one actually sees you as anything. Like, you just this kind of like blow in the wind. Sure, you might mean something to some people, maybe your mom, your dad, your siblings, maybe a friend or two, but that's about it. Furthermore, you're doing nothing special. You're just kind of like floating through life and having an adequate experience of life when they are literally just absolute one brain cell retards just living their best life. So it's not to say that, of course, life has challenges and stuff, but just opt for the option where you can just do things. So there's kind of like this thing where, there's this hustle culture, this productivity culture. Of course, all these different cultures and factions exist as they have for thousands and thousands of years, where different groups of people relate to different ideologies, and that's fine. None of them are flawed. I mean, all of them are flawed, but also there's a purpose and a place for it for some people, and that makes 100% sense, right? So where was all of this? So, just doing the thing. So obviously, productivity culture is also like, right, set time to do something. Hustle culture is like, just do the thing straight away. Like, don't procrastinate, get it done. Spend copious amounts of hours getting that thing done. And then you kind of get to where it's like the retard philosophy, where it's like, well, you're just gonna do the thing because you're just gonna get up and do it, right? Like, you're not gonna think about it. You're not gonna overthink it. You're not gonna be in a situation where you're thinking like, damn, what if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? Like, end of the day, just do the thing. And the more you can tap into your autistic retarded self, the better. There's kind of a time and a place for everything. So there's a time and a place where you should not be absolutely retarded out of your mind, right? But there's also a time and a place where you should be. And I think most of the time it is, because even if I look at my job, you might be watching this, look at your job, right? Like, how many people are just so caught up in trying to be normal that they just look stupid. Like, they'll say stupid things as well. They'll try to make a situation where, like, you are like obligated, not like, as if like you're responsible for being responsible for their stupidity. So like the other day at work, I was like, I started my shift at 2:30, and then this random colleague of mine is like, she's like, oh, I thought you start at 2. Or she's like, oh, better late than never. And I just continued walking by, like I didn't even answer. And then the other guy, like my other colleague, he got caught up in it, and he's like, wait, what time do you start? I was like, 2:30. And I just walked on. Like, I didn't even stop. I just talked as I walked by. Just realized, like, bro, like, I'm walking in, I'm just trying to start my shift. You don't need to, just say hi. It's okay to just say hi. Like, you don't need to think of something to say. Like, just say hi. It's fine. You know, I will talk to you. I'm not gonna think like, oh, they're not talking to me, or whatever the case. You know, whatever it may be. Like, end of the day, bro, I'm gonna talk to you. Like, you don't need to say something to get my attention, or you know, you don't know the situation. Like, that day I could have started at 3 p.m. or 5 p.m. I could have taken leave. I could have sorted out with the manager. Like, people just say random things because they think they know. But it doesn't come from a place of retardedness or autism. It comes from a place of like trying to say something to say something. Like, sometimes you just can't be retarded. Just shut up. I just started doing that. I would say probably over the last few months, since obviously going back into employment where I'm working with colleagues since the beginning of this year. I just decided, you know, I'm just gonna when I'm gonna say nothing, I'm gonna say nothing. When I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna say something. Like, nowadays, I'll just bust out and I'll start freestyling. Like, I don't care. I'm not saying something to say something. I'm doing it because I feel like doing it. Bro, being autistic is gonna free me from any type of restraint. Currently, I'm focusing on getting my music out there because I've made music for a few years and it's kind of dwindled. But I realized that the more, if I'm retarded, if I'm just autistic and retarded, I can just do it. Like, I can just do it off rip. Like, I don't need to like think about, oh, this and that. Like, nah, I'm just gonna be retarded with it and just do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what I'm just leaning into, just being autistic. Because how many autistic people have you seen online? And they'll just do amazing things. Like, they'll just like bust out the canvas and like draw something amazing. Or there'll be like these autistic kids that like do phenomenal things. Obviously, it's like a one particular skill that they just do constantly. But like, if I just tap into that version of myself, that autistic, low-key retarded version of me, I'm not going to overthink things. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to wait for the perfect time. I'm not going to be stuck in a hustle culture mindset where I'm burning myself out because I'm retarded. There's no burnout when you are just an absolute autist. You know what I mean? Which I am. Like, bro, I don't have ADHD, right? I don't think I do, right? But like, so many people will just like ask me if I have ADHD because sometimes I'm more hyped than other times, or just the random things that I'll say. But like, there's a difference between being cringe random and there's a difference between being mind-bendingly random, where you shatter people's reality, where you shatter their perception of what a human can do and say, and they'll just be like, whoa, that's out of the norm. Like, that's like, how do you do, it's more of how do you do that, not like, oh, get away from me. Because I have lots of people coming up to me and asking me like, you know, how am I that confident? How am I doing this? Like, how am I doing these things and being this type of way? Like, the way I talk to people is because I connect in a human way. I don't have a filter of trying to be normal. Like, I don't have a filter of trying to like, oh, I should do this and say this because then they'll accept me. It's like, no, I just be myself and I'll be genuine. And that is kind of what gives me a social advantage when it comes to, you know, the way that people interact with me. Like, it's not about getting everyone to like you, it's about being yourself. So if you're someone quiet, just be quiet. But if you're someone like me that's kind of a retard or kind of like an autist, and you just kind of like talk to people and like you can talk about anything and just like chop it up with them, and just, it can just be like a cool experience, you know what I mean? Like, Nick, they'll like get to know your name, they'll greet you every time they see you, and they'll kind of remember you in a way. And it's like, it's not about being remembered, it's about being just my natural self. Like, I come in and I just want to be like, oh, yo, man, like, I just like that helmet, bro. Like, that, oh, I just like your cap, man. Like I said, like, it doesn't need to be more than that. It doesn't need to be less than that. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be anything. I can just be a retard and come in there like, oh, see that? Like those kicks, man. Sick. Dope. Yo, I like those kicks. I'm trying to make a flick. Yo, when I wear those kicks, I'm about to take a chick. Like, just say random shit, bro. But again, this comes from an effortless place, comes from an effortless way of being. The autist, retarded way of life. And it just gets things solid and it gets things done. And that's the way it naturally comes. So if it's naturally for you, bro, go ahead. If it's not, obviously, just don't do it. Just be who you feel that you are without the filter, like without trying to like put a barrier on yourself, like, oh yeah, I gotta say this and do this, and because this is societally accepted, so be a normie and be accepted. I'd rather not. I'd rather be an outlier. I'd rather be labeled an ADHD autistic mofo than be considered, oh yeah, he's a normal guy, like just normal guy doing normal stuff. Like, no, I don't do normal stuff. I don't. I had a business for a year I was trying to build. Not normal. I make rap music. Like, it's not normal. I make rap music and I just live a normal life. Like I mean, in terms of financial situation, but like I'm not like this billionaire or this thing. But what I'm trying to say is that I don't do these normal things. I just don't. Life experience is different. Like, I will tell people like, oh yeah, like I kind of stopped going to clubs when I was like 20. Or yeah, I stopped having that desire to go to the club when I was like 20, and they'll be like, what? Like, you're so young, you're supposed to be living your life. Like, bro, I've never had a normal life, so I'm not gonna do normal stuff. I just haven't, bro. Like, it just is what it is. It's not a bad thing. I just haven't had a normal life. Like, my life's just been set up in different ways, bro. Like, a lot of people I have spoken to, and it's not all people, but a lot of people I have spoken to, even some of my friends, it's like, yeah, bro, I just had a normal life. Like, mom, dad, and, I never really had arguments with them, and they've I've just had a job, and, that's it. Had a few girlfriends, like, all this stuff. Can't relate. Can't relate. I only had one girlfriend, and that's my wife right now. I don't know about this sleeping around and doing these crazy things and, doing all these, different stuff and X, Y, and Z that normal people do. That normies do. Like, bro, I'm an autistic retard, of course. Like, I don't do anything with these things. Like, I just live a different life. Like, I'll be at home just like making music and then spending time with my wife and like making YouTube videos. In what sense? Like, most people do not even make YouTube videos. I'm not saying that to be special. I'm just saying that, like, bro, obviously I'm autistic because I have these different interests that majority of people that I know don't have, wouldn't even consider to do, because there's either too much thinking or just overthinking. Like, oh yeah, but I first gotta have this, or I first gotta have that. Like, I just broke down those barriers as my life went by, and I'm still breaking down those limiting beliefs, like with making music. Like, why not just make music, post music, and try to connect with people that make music? I've done it before. Like, I can definitely do it again. 100% do it again. Just gotta actually do the thing, and like, just be retarded about it. Anyways, that's it. Have a good day. Peace out. I'll see you soon on the next video.